a video of you. You picked it up and you're like, yes.
Yes, I
And
remember
so that was like the beginning of us meeting one another. So tell me a little bit about you taking the brow mapping course and henna and just go from there.
So I started following you as soon as I got into the permanent makeup industry. It was like, I saw your page, I saw everything that you were working towards, everything that you had done, and I was like, I want that. I need to know her. And so I looked more into your courses, and the way that you explain things, the way that you teach your students was something that I could really grasp onto.
It's Destiny here with Trophy Beauty Academy, and I am not only a permanent makeup artist, but a permanent makeup trainer. So a part of my job is not just, here's your certification, go slay some brows. So what I really love is to watch my students, my past students, grow and develop and create a business for themselves. So that's why we're here today visiting Riley at Eris Beauty Lounge.
That felt luxurious but welcoming, and I wanted something where when women come in, they can just come as they are, but then something that makes them feel like they're getting their money's worth with these services that we have to offer. I want them to feel like they're being truly pampered. So everything that I've done is to make women feel like they are worthy.
Not only do you have great customer service, but your skills speak for themselves. Like, looking at the pictures of your work, it's amazing. So tell me about that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's incredible, the feeling that, you know, I'm doing right by these women. They're coming to me for these services and they're trusting me with their face. That's huge. And then to know that they have enough in their heart that care about me, like the fact that they like their service so much, the all-around service, not just the eyebrows, not just the lips, but the entire thing coming in here, to go and take their time to go on Google and leave reviews like that. Yeah, that's huge. But yeah, it's all been surreal. So some of my dear clients came to me a couple days ago and dropped off this beautiful shadow box, and totally surprised me, but it's so special because the bow inside the box was actually the ribbon that I had cut the day of my grand opening.
That is so thoughtful.
Yeah, so they picked up the extra ribbon and made this for me. I had absolutely no idea. When they brought it to me, I just started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so special.
About how we even came to meet one another. So I'm not sure if you remember all the details, but back in April of 2020, so this is like in the very, very beginning of the pandemic, you reached out to me about taking the brow mapping and ombre course. And we even, I was like thinking about this on the way here, had to do a contactless pickup. So I remember I had to like set the book and whatever kit materials that I had for you. And then I like was taking a video of you. You picked it up and you're like, yes.
Yes,
I remember so that was like the beginning of us meeting one another. So tell me a little bit about you taking the brow mapping course and henna and just go from there.
So I started following you as soon as I got into the permanent makeup industry. It was like, I saw your page, I saw everything that you were working towards, everything that you had done, and I was like, I want that. I need to know her. And so I looked more into your courses, and the way that you explain things, the way that you teach your students was something that I could really grasp onto. It was something that I felt was more relatable for me. So I knew that moving forward and taking those steps with you was going to be good in my favor. And then also because we're in the same town, same city, that if I ever needed more guidance or more help, I could always reach out to you for it. But yeah, it was a no-brainer. Like as soon as I had looked into your courses, I was like, yep, I want this. I want that.
So this is your brow mapping station. So tell me a little bit about how you use some of the skills that you learned in the brow mapping and henna course into what you do today.
I use my little strings to do the outlines of it, but I also use my measuring tools.
Love it.
I have these little rulers in here every once in a while. I think you kind of get a feel if your client has a particular look that they want. you kind of know what technique you're gonna go with.
Yes.
But I wanted everything to look clean and laid out. That way my clients can come in and think like, okay, she knows what she's doing. I'm all right here.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things. I love like the cleanliness of it. Everything is organized. Everything is minimal. It's just very beautiful, and it makes you feel like at ease, like I'm at the right place. So tell me about your Frida brow mural.
The biggest part was her eyebrows. I mean, everybody knows Frida because of her eyebrows. So that was like my main goal. I wanted women to walk in and see that and be like, okay, well, I could walk in with a unibrow, but I'm gonna walk out with some really nice brows. Yes. I had showed my mom the picture, and my mom is a really good artist, and she said, well, we could probably draw it. And I said, really? You would draw it for me? She goes, oh no, I'll teach you how to do it. And I said, no, Mom, you have to do this for me. You gotta put it up in my salon. And so she drew the whole thing out for me and said, this is my grand opening gift to you.
So I feel like one of the most challenging parts of being an entrepreneur is finding balance. At least that is for me. So one of the few things that I'm working on is finding balance for family, finding balance for making sure I have time to work out, and balance for knowing how to say no. Because I'm always, especially when I have that emergency client and they're like, no girl, I need to get in tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And I'm like, okay. And being able to set boundaries, I guess. So how are you able, you did mention that your wife getting ready to celebrate your 10-year anniversary, and you have 3 lovely children. So how is it for you finding balance and being an entrepreneur?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is extremely hard. Luckily though, I have a very, very supportive husband who has been right by my side through all of this. So he's really good at balancing that other part of me that feels bad for not being with my kids.
Yeah. And he's also an entrepreneur too,
is.
So he understands on a deeper level.
Yes, yeah. His knowledge of having his own business before I started mine has really helped me through this. He's definitely kept me calm in the scary moments. Yes. But it is hard. I know that any mom would say that it's extremely hard to balance. You know, there's mom guilt, so you feel like, am I doing the right thing by having this business, or should I be at home with my babies, spending time with them? But in the long run, I'm trying to build that legacy.
I love that. So one of the things that always keeps me going is finding my why. And it sounds like that's your why, is your family and that village that you have behind you, and just being able to create this legacy for your family. So with you creating this business, did you have at any moment a time where you were like, I don't know if this is gonna work? And if you did, what allowed you to keep on pushing through?
I never really had a moment of like, this isn't gonna work. But I'll tell you why. So I started this as like a side thing.
Okay.
I was a stay-at-home mom for 8 years, and I was like, I need to do something for me. I've always felt this connection with other women as far as making them feel good about themselves. I've always wanted that. And to me, it was kind of like where am I gonna go from here? And my heart had always been cosmetology, but with 3 kids, that just wasn't gonna happen, the long hours in schooling. And so I actually got into eyebrows thinking like, I need to learn how to do my own eyebrows, like this eyebrow trend, I gotta do this. So I fell in love with it, and from there, it just turned into like a side thing. Like, I can do this, I can help other women feel good about themselves, and it'll give me time. So I called it my me time. So it was never really like, I'm gonna start like a full-time job, this is gonna be my career. And I started with a couple clients, and then a couple turned into a handful, and then a handful turned into a dozen, and then it was like, it just kept building. And then after like, I was filling up and I had all these phone calls, I was like, oh my gosh, babe, I think this is gonna be a career for me now. So there was never really a moment of like, I can't do this, but I'm also the type of person who's like, tell me I can't, and then watch me go run and do it. So
I love that.
So that's where my like motives came from behind it all.
It's definitely all about mindset. So it's like having that discipline and having that ability to be consistent. It's like, I see so much of that in you. And then, so tell me more about what made you want to take an online course.
So it's exactly what you said. I wanted to keep advancing my knowledge and my skills. And when we went through the beginning parts of that pandemic, and I was thinking like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do now? And I just knew that I wanted to keep pushing forward.
Yes.
So the idea of an online course was perfect. It was like, I can keep benefiting my career and my skills.
Yes.
And I'm not really a downtime person, so I was like, this is gonna be perfect. So yeah, right when I saw your courses, it was like, this is perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with advancing in a certain skill. Even if you've taken the class 100 different times from 100 different people, all you're doing is you're learning how to do that specific thing on your own in your own way and what works for you. But then by doing it right. And so I don't think that there's no reason why you shouldn't keep advancing your education and taking more online courses. And from beginners to advanced artists, you have to keep building your knowledge in your career field.
So I'm super excited because you recently mentioned that you're going to start training students for yourself.
Yes.
So tell me more about that, and when is that happening, and just details.
So I am actually in the works of finishing up all my student kits and my manuals right now. But it kind of blew me away with the amount of people who were reaching out to me like, are you going to do trainings? Are you going to start one-on-one trainings? I never really thought that was going to be my next step in this. But now that I have this beautiful space, I want to share with others how I got here and that they can do the same thing. So hopefully within the next month, I'll have my first training class. And then from then on, I want to do like one a month. And just keep moving forward. But I want to keep it like the one-on-one, two-on-one private trainings because I want to make sure that, there's a lot that goes into learning how to do this, and I want to make sure that they're getting everything that they possibly need to move forward. A lot of the times when you have a bigger group and it's that 2 to 3 day course, you feel like at the end, like you don't know where to go from here and how am I supposed to do this on my own? I need help. So I want to make sure that by the time they're done with their training that they feel like they got everything that they needed, kind of the way that I felt when I was done with your training.
I love that. Yes. That's what it makes me think of, like that is so important, having that one-on-one connection. So that's like one of the main reasons why I'm even here, is just watching you grow and develop and just see how far you came from even when I first met you. So again, you weren't brand new to permanent makeup. Like there were some things that you wanted to work on. Like you had been doing it. You were beyond the training stage. You were actually taking clients and you're like, okay, these are the things I want to work on. So with that, how do you feel like taking the Trophy Beauty course helps you with now transitioning into being your own training academy?
Oh my gosh, that's such a detailed question because I feel like it helped with so much.
That's good.
Watching how all of your first steps started and the way that you built your business and then grew into this academy, it made me feel like it was I was capable of that. But then also taking your courses, I did take them as like an advanced course, and I felt like that's exactly what it was. It kind of curbs any like anxieties that you feel about the unknown, or if you have questions about things that you weren't really sure on, you cover every one of those questions in your course. So I feel like I just applied all of that into my own business, and now I'm hoping that I can share that with other people and help them feel the same way that you've helped me feel along this road.
It's so exciting. I have absolutely enjoyed talking to you. Seeing your location is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so excited for what's to come for you for the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm so happy you came by.
You're so